Tubes. We got the extendable. Bite down up there. Kind of interesting getting this thing here. The T18 that we put in here has a bad fourth synchro now, so it's toast. You go right to fourth gear and it just grinds all the way in. So yeah. The whole interior in this Bullnose is actually more clapped out than it is in the crew cab over there. So yeah, I'm gonna start by taking everything off. I've done this enough in the videos where I'm pretty much just gonna wait till we get to the part where we're just pulling the engine out and then dropping it into the brand new truck here. I mean, look at it. It pretty much is. So yeah, we have a T19 in here, so all the gears are synchronized. I do have to make sure I clean the front of that real good, and then we can just drop that in there and we'll find out if we have to move that around or not. And then we'll have to swap over the frame perches, and as well as drill a couple of holes for the i6 frame perches. We haven't broken any rubber mounts on this yet, and I don't have the money to get an Auto World engine mount kit for this swap, so we're gonna have to roll with the standard issue crappy rubber mounts that break every 10,000 miles parts. So this is all pretty much ready to go. I just need to drop the motor in and then pretty much reassemble it from there. So yeah, I'm going to gather my tools and just start tearing this thing apart. All right, having that little DeWalt impact driver, man, kicked ass. It tore this thing apart quick. All right, now I'm draining whatever's left in the coolant system into a crappy Home Depot bucket. I've got like 10 gallons of coolant out of that thing from the 6.9. Yeah, actually it wasn't 10 gallons, it was like 6, but I flushed out the radiator with it in the truck and it filled up the other bucket. So but I got about 6 gallons, and I've got 4 gallons of coolant, but the 3 jugs that I bought are concentrate, so we'll just add a gallon to each one and we should have enough coolant to fill up this guy and the cooling system for this. We're going to use the 6.9 radiator. This radiator is trash. But yeah, so why did I take the fenders off? Well, we're going to take those fenders and put them on that truck because they're actually in a little bit better shape. They just need to be cleaned up. So I'll probably just brush them off. And then, yeah, they're pretty much good to go. A little dirty, that's it. I was starting to take this off, but then take this off of here, but then I realized we were taking the fender too, and I'm like, oh crap, oh well, whatever. So I'll have to strip this down of anything and get the crap off it, and then get the base plate mounted and get the vacuum pump mounted to that. So yeah, I did find a couple of things. This cab is kind of trash. So look at where the e-brake goes. That's all, it's just, that's broken. And then also right here, this has been kind of cattywampus repaired, so that's broken. So yeah, this thing is kind of pretty much like scrap, really. It's probably got some good stuff off it. We're gonna take the bed and we're gonna work with the bed. It's in better shape than the crew cab bed. Damn it, Adam. All right, so the bumper is gonna have to be cut off. I gotta get a different cutoff wheel because the way I've been putting those on, it broke the center. Don't ask. And I'm draining the power steering fluid. power steering system. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath, undo the nuts holding the rubber mounts in for the engine. And I got 4 bolts at the bell housing to undo. Remove the clip for the clutch sleeve cylinder, and then move that off to the side. I think the plastic tabs are still good there, so I'm going to squeeze it and put those back in so that plunger doesn't pop out. I'm going to unhook. I'm going to leave the engine wiring harness that I made for this, which is really nice. I'm going to leave all there. I'm going to end up undoing it, and then I'm going to take the new harness and it'll get tied onto there. So yeah, the way I set up the new one is you got to undo the little nut for the fuel shutoff, and then you put a spade connector, or not a spade, there's an eyelet that goes on there, and then you take the nut and lock it down so that'll never come apart. So I'm going to get in there and do that before the engine goes in, and then plug in the oil pressure and then the coolant temp sensors over here. So I have the harness made and laid out for this engine. So this other harness here we might keep, but I'll probably clean it up. But if anybody needs a Bullnose Ford 85 or older, I think 80 to 85, that harness that I made will fit. As far as the gas ones go, so I probably won't charge much for it because it is kind of not really professionally made. It's not perfect, so, but it does work. We've been using it for quite a while, so yeah, I just got a couple things to detach. Got to undo that little crappy wide pipe, down pipe thing that we got going. I think the way that's set up, we just need to trim it and put a flex pipe on it and just jab it right down in that pipe there, and our exhaust is done. Look at that, 4BT's out. Left the grinding T18 in there. So what I'm up to now is actually getting the perches off, which I'm going to clean off real quick, get mounted on the thing, and paint. I'm actually kind of wanting to get this engine mounted in tonight so that it's not sitting out here, because I don't want to have to move this thing 12 times, and then tomorrow I'll start hooking everything back up. So how are we fitting here? We're going to bolt here, we're going to bolt there. It looks like what we'll be able to do is, we're not going to be able to use this hole here, but we can drill a hole and bolt it down here. So, yeah, I just need to clean that up and that'll work. Now, when you do a 6.9 or 7.3 to a gas cross member, or even like this F350 over here, it's got the giant hole right here instead of this. So then what happens is, on the 6.9 perch, this hole here, he's way over here. He's going to pop in here. So you're only going to be able to use 3 holes. We got 3 holes to drill. We've got 1 here, 2 here. It's too bad this one a little bit longer, and these are a little bit wider, or these were closer. Either way, could have made that work, but oh well. So, I got the biggest drill that I got in my kit, which is a 1/2 inch, and it's almost as big as the mount here. I'm just going to drill with the mount in there, that way I know it's located properly. And this is just a little bit wider than that bolt, so we got some wiggle room. Wow. That's through a 350 frame. Okay, let's see how we fit. I will also get some cobalt bits one of these days too, because I heard those are pretty freaking nice. Okay, that one's done. I'm not really leaning into it, I'm just keeping a little bit of pressure. Alright, I cleaned the tranny off there. I wiped down the input shaft and the thingamajigger there. Put some fresh grease on the old gland end there. That's all greased up. We got our frame and mounts cleaned up and painted up. So the engine, yeah, it looks pretty gross. Yeah, you just had to drip all over that. Damn it. Oh well. So I got the transmission and engine kind of made it up a little bit. I gotta do some finagling to get them bolted up. I had a huge freak out. Like, when I was up in there looking at it, it looked like the transmission was wider than the bell housing. I was like, oh my god. So I get the big block bell housing and it fits on that. I'm like, what the hell? Okay. So I measured it. It's 8.5 between the center of both bolt holes there. So, and then I looked at the engine. I'm like, oh, it's cockeyed. And then the transmission's kind of level, but not quite. So I just need to get everything kind of lined up a little bit more. I might have to jack up the transfer case to tilt the transmission forward, and if I can get that to slide in some more, you know, we'll be golden. And then I can maybe get a bolt or two started, and I would like to get the transmission mated to that, and then this thing dropped down and bolted to the frame, and it doesn't look like anything's gonna have to move forward or backwards, so I think we're good. And then tomorrow we'll do the touch-up paint on the messed up areas, and the cross member I'm not too worried about it. I'm not really gonna see all that, but yeah. And then I'll come in and I'll clean up the engine. I don't know if I'm gonna pressure wash it, but I know I'm gonna brake clean some oil and get all this kind of cleaned up, tape off stuff that doesn't need paint on it, and then paint her up, at least hide it so when you look into it, it looks like it's brand new. And then yeah, so I was gonna get a new heater core for this, but I'm gonna pop this thing out and see why that's loose. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. If it is loose, then I'll get a new one. It's like 23 bucks for a new one. So, and just to clear something up, this is a joint project between me and Adam, so I'm spending some money on it. I mostly want to spend some money on it, so that's why I went and bought the new shocks and stuff. And I also bought a bunch of other stuff for Adam. Oh, I need to cover that up. I have pine needles in it now. So I'm gonna try and fix this and get the thing bolted down. Yeah, so I'm gonna goof around. I just had a couple. No, I had one beer and some steak. I was pretty hungry, so I had 2 pieces of steak, 2 big chunks. So I'm good now. Well, she's almost in. We've run into one snag though. I've got to pull the transmission and transfer case out so I can get this thing to sit in there and mount up. And then I can get a floor jack under there and change the angle of the dangle so I can get everything to mount up. There is one problem though. The transmission has some stripped bolts. So the 4x4 adapter thing won't tighten up. So I'm gonna have to take it out and see if they can be fixed. So I'm gonna put this camera on the charger. I'm gonna rip out the stuff and we'll go to the tranny shop. So Adam's come out of his coma.
I'm taking it easy because if I don't, Lana's probably gonna kill me. She's probably gonna get mad anyways, but I need to help so we can get this done.
Yeah. So right now we're getting ready to swap the doors. The doors are gonna go into the crew cab because these are a little bit better. So we're kind of in the middle of swapping
and they
parts.
have locks that I have the key to.
Yeah, so that's one reason why we're doing that. And then they're not messed up.
Swap the locks.
Why not just put the 6.9 back? I need the pieces! So right now we're getting this door off here. I already got the mirror swapped, as I just mentioned. Right now the T19 that was in this truck is at the tranny shop getting the bolt holes for the transfer case adapter housing. It's getting that retapped.
I think he was just chasing them.
Or yeah, he's chasing them for the bigger, the proper size bolts, and that way we'll be able to lock that down and not have it leak oil and do the mess around. So I've already got the bolts undone for this. I had to undo the gland in there.
And then you're done.
All right, and that's how you do a come and swap.
Do you want me to come over there? Okay, that's cool too. Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
You know what's sad?
Huh?
These are lighter than the doors from the van.
Yes. Of course, that thing was like a tank.
Well, yeah.
After I ran into it, nothing's wrong with it. I fucked my bed up.
Yeah. Wow, this thing's starting to turn into a Jeep now. Now we should bob the frame, put the rear axle right here.
Oh God, look at the tug.
Yeah, it's a little tug. It's
Like
a
an
tug.
aircraft tug?
It's a T150.
Oh shit.
And what does it have in it for an engine? A Kubota 4-cylinder. It's got a 4-link rear, but has a 6-speed manual fucking transmission. But yeah, I'm pulling all the speed clips and the bolts. We're missing some things here that this thing has, and this thing has.
That has it goes over here because the door panels were shit on this one. Those are perfect. The doors.
So yeah.
Oh, these doors also have brand new seals.
Yeah, whereas on these they're the original bread cutters.
Okay, this thing's out. You need to work your magic on it. Give me the tool. I'll just take it off.
Yep.
You just taking it? Did you keep the whole hinge off or just part of it?
Just off at the door.
Oh, okay.
Because that's all we need to mess around with. Because these hinges are missing the rubber stopper thing.
Are they?
That's why I'm not. So I think this one still has. Yeah, it still has the spring thing in it, I think. I don't know. We'll have to get new hinges, I guess. I don't fucking know. You stupid dadgum.
Crap.
That thing's so nice.
Oh shit. Wow, this is really nice. Maybe we should just get it on our set.
I'm gonna wait till they go on sale like Christmas time again and get it for $180 instead of $240. It's a 2-piece set, and that drill even went through all that metal. It was great. It's already bad enough I scratched the cowling.
What?
Putting the Cummins in.
Oh, did you?
I have to do a touch-up paint job on it.
Oh yeah, I see it. All over.
That's why I haven't painted the engine yet. Tuber, stripping the truck. We're taking stuff to make that one perfect.
That's my no more push button start.
Now, round.
And then you have to move your finger like this, and you're like, okay, I think I got it. So many fucking headaches. Look at that. Look at this shit-tastic job here. I mean, they cut the protective coat, or the protective plastic off of it, and it's just sitting here, and they barely wired it in here, and then, I mean, the whole thing was fun. Alright, so this is falling apart. So we're gonna go and take a screw here, and here, and call it a day! Fuck! Now I got rusty ass screws going through my shit! Now my door has holes that I don't think it should have had in the first place.
Oh my god.
I can't win.
I think.
You know what's bad? The only thing wrong with my other one is this corner's fucked up. I'd probably rather roll that than this.
Oh my god.
And they did the same thing to the other one. Oh no! God damn it! Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry, borrowing the camera, Jimmy. Seriously? What part about this is a good idea? They're butt connectors. You don't put them like this. They had like 15 breaks in the connection here. I mean, seriously. Yeah. That's probably why it doesn't work. Oh my God. This whole truck's stereo system was a mistake.
Oh my god.
But if I ever find the person that owned this before me, I'm gonna slap them. All right, give me the snips. I'm just gonna start fucking cutting shit. Why would you put butt connectors like that? They're not meant to be used like that. You put the wire in one end, you cut it. You cut it the right thing, you strip it, you put it in, you push it down, and then you do the same fucking shit to the other side. You're like, why is every time I watch your channel, Adam's bitching about something?
I mean, that's stuff I did when I was a little kid.
That is not how you wire a stereo speaker. Wrapping it around and calling it good. This is where you want to use the spring connectors on! It's just loose hanging here. Man, that must have been awesome. Oh, well, we got to turn a corner in order to hear the stereo. What the hell is that, a cat or something?
Probably a small tampon.
Yeah, we had some rust to deal with. Thank God we don't.
Thank God this turned into a temporary truck. Try not to break this trim a whole lot because it's good. I'm just all honk, everything on there. Look at the bag of screws from the.
Got lots of parts.
Trying to figure out what is attaching it here. It just will not. It will not move. I think there's a screw from the inside or something.
Can you find out the hinge here is holding it in?
So, $44 later and back from the tranny shop. They just happen to have the same size bolts that are supposed to go in the transfer case adapter thing. So, what happened is they put the wrong bolts in for the crew cab there. They put the wrong bolts in when they haphazardly put this truck together. So this wouldn't tighten up, and then it's leaking oil and it's flopping around. So I take it to the tranny shop and they chase these out with a tap, and then they happen to have all 4 bolts that are supposed to be in there, and now that is just nice and tight. That should snug right up, no problem.
This is a case of if you would have done it the right way the first time,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. So now that that's done, you know, that cost $44 to fix that. And thank God the transmission shop that was nice enough to do that was down the street.
Yeah, 6 minutes away.
Yeah, so we'll be contacting them for future transmission stuff. Yep.
Yeah, we're lucky it didn't blow up on the way home.
Yeah, because I was rocking in the adapter, so you can imagine that that's not staying true, and it's moving around, putting undue stress on bearings and whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, we're just kind of nitpicking away. This is kind of...
Where is this nice oil coating from?
Your engine.
Is it leaking?
Power steering fluid.
Oh, that's power steering.
Yeah, eventually we'll get a new power steering pump for it with the right reservoir on it. But right now I don't want to pay the $68 for another one.
And the other pumps it.
Yeah, so we'll take care of that. I would have just kept the 6.9. God damn! Time for the safety squints, guys.
Oh God. You're not gonna bust. Oh God.
But I want to save the time.
Oh my God.
I got the actual safety gloves on. Just about ready to go cut up some jeans and put them on his sleeves. This is some shitty glass, man.
Alright. Oh shit. You gonna really break that?
I actually really don't want to. It was because it was kind of like wanting to, but I'd have to cut it. No, never mind. It was. I mean, I did.
He's opening a glass of worms.
A glass of worms.
Yes.
Yeah. I know. Like, no. A reliable one.
Well, the 6.9 took a fucking puke.
Literally.
And I stuck on an H.
Not only that, but somehow you dug yourself down to the axles. And it took a shit.
Man, I would never live that down.
Never. Not even in the slightest. What? Oh yeah.
Damn right. Used to sound like a freaking dirt bike. I'm never doing that.
Well, steering column's up. That is the most fucked over.
Okay. And gasket.
I'm pulling the main harness from the...
Whoa! You actually got it out of there. Oh, I cut off some shit. There, try that now. Here, you know what? I'll shove it through the firewall. She got all these random connectors here. It's gonna be a bitch. Wait, hold on. What did you do? Stop it. You know there's another connector right here you can just unplug.
Unplug it, goddamn.
Well, that takes work.
So, the shenanigans continues. This bench seat's actually temporarily going to go in the back of the extended cab so that the car seats will fit it.
The crew cab?
Yeah, in the crew cab. And Adam right now is working on getting the motor mount set up and get it mounted.
Pretty damn close.
Yeah. I wonder if we could mount those pucks so that there's... No, that one's not gonna... Yeah, just to make sure they point up vertically, we'll be good to go. But so this is the stuff that I got to sort through for what's going to be sold and what's going to be reused. So I know like this brake pedal, or I mean accelerator pedal assembly, and I have the bolts for it. You know, that's for sale. We're not going to use that. But look, we're tearing this thing apart. We're getting parts that we think are usable, sellable, and then what else is good for that? And we're missing a whole bunch of bolts for the shifter boot mounting stuff. So I went ahead and pulled all the screws for this guy here. So there's a nut for that. That's gross. So we got the plate there for if you want to do your manual transmission swap. I have the brake assembly, brake and clutch pedal assembly. I don't know where the hell I put that dumb bit.
Back of your truck?
Oh yeah, I got it right here. So that, and if you want a T18, which does have a bed for synchro.
No, it's fine if you're not romping on it. You just gotta shift slow and it's happy. Other than that, you fast shift it, it's gonna squawk at you.
So it needs to be rebuilt, and no. So you know that the pedals and the thing. I think a couple $100 for the whole lot. So you can do your manual transmission swap. I mean, you know, if you don't, yeah.
28 spline.
Yeah, 28 spline, by the way.
So if you're an automatic, you probably have 31.
Yeah, if it's a light duty, but if it's a medium duty, then you have 28 splines.
I don't fucking
So yeah, I got the whole dash out of this thing, which is kind of a nightmare, but I got it out. All the wiring. I think I'm gonna keep all the wiring unless somebody wants it. It's pretty much complete, actually. Not bad at all. And then the doors off of this guy are for sale after we get our deflectors off. Yeah, I think, what were we thinking? $50 for both doors?
Yep, $50 for both of them.
Yep, they got good glass. The wing windows are good.
Local pickup on that one. We're not shipping.
Yeah, all the big stuff local pickup, but little stuff like you know, pedal assemblies, the AC vents, trim pieces, small trim pieces. You know, I'm more than happy to ship that out. It's cheap to ship. So, but everything else is pretty much local pickup. Yeah. Oh man, what a day.
Well, I fixed this side. I think I'm just going to hunk this side down. This side go. I think if I tethered this side all the way down. If I just tethered this side down. That side's perfect. I'm just going to take it.
Yeah, that might work, and then you're just gonna fight the other side.
Why'd you have to tell that? Well, shoot you, dadgum!
You dadgum. My SD card's full. I got 4 minutes left.
Hey, you want to format that 2 gig?
Why, that's not the right size.
Minutes, man. It's like really.
Yeah, we're pretty much done for the night. He's gonna button up the mounts.
Oh, I'm like, I'm gonna get this motherfucking motor in here. I've been at this for an hour or so.
Yeah. So the motor's pretty much mounted.
Just gotta tighten it up. They'll do that tomorrow, though.
Yeah. Tomorrow we'll put the transmission in and the transfer case, and
Wow,
then
the light kicked in.
figure out where we are at on angles, and make sure that our front prop shaft doesn't rub the cross member. And
And if you're lazy and you don't make sure those things are right, you're gonna break stuff.
you're gonna have a bad day. So anyways, Tuber, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. Hit
You'll be seeing more of
subscribe.
me.
Yeah, hit subscribe.
Oops.
Don't break it. And then also PayPal donation thingy is in the description. Check that out. And say hi to my dad. No. Tyler!
He's like, I don't care.
I don't care. I don't care about you.
I want to play.
All right, tubes. Stay dirty. Oh, that's Eric the car guy. Ah, shit.